Hello dear listeners, welcome back to Timeless Romance Tales. Before we begin, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more forbidden escapes, runaway brides, and dangerously devoted aristocrats. Now tonight's tale begins with a wedding gown soaked in rain, and a bride who decided she would rather vanish than be owned. Let's begin. Lady Charlotte Ainsley was supposed to walk down the aisle in 5 minutes. Instead, she stood in the small anteroom behind St. Mark's, staring into a mirror that showed a girl who looked calm, when inside she was drowning. "Lottie," her cousin whispered, adjusting her veil. "You're shaking." "I'm trying not to faint," Charlotte murmured. "Is it too late to run?" Her cousin laughed nervously. "Don't joke." But Charlotte wasn't joking. Tomorrow she would be Charlotte Graythorn, wife to a man twice her age, rumored cruel, certainly possessive, and entirely indifferent to anything except owning her. Graythorn had paid off her father's debts. Her father had paid with her. 5 minutes, my lady," the vicar called from outside the door. Her stomach flipped. "Please," she whispered to her cousin. "I need a moment alone." As soon as she was alone, the room seemed to shrink. Rain pounded the window, the storm heavy and dark. The window. Charlotte stared at it. Her pulse spiked. Could she? Would she? "Yes," she whispered to herself. "I must." She climbed onto the table, pushed the window open and swung her legs over. Cold rain hit her face. Her gown snagged on the ledge, ripping slightly. Behind her, voices rose. "Where is she?" her father barked. Charlotte dropped. Mud splashed up her legs, cold soaking through her dress instantly. She gasped, steadied herself, then gathered her skirts and ran. Down the side passage, through the churchyard, between gravestones slick with rain. "Stop!" someone shouted behind her. Maybe a coachman, maybe a servant. She didn't stop. Her slipper slipped. She fell to her knees, scraping them on stones. Pain shot upward, sharp, but she pushed herself up. "Run," she panted. "Run, run." A carriage rounded the lane ahead, black and imposing, lanterns cutting through the rain. Charlotte froze. The carriage slowed. Stopped. The door opened. A man stepped out into the rain, tall and dark-coated. His hat shadowed his face, until he lifted it. Charlotte's breath caught. It was him. Lord James Blackthorn. Her father's rival. Her forbidden crush. The man she'd kissed once in a dark garden at 16, and had been told never to speak to again. "Charlotte." His voice was low, shocked. He strode toward her. Good God, what happened? She blinked rain from her lashes. "I ran away." "From the church?" he asked. "From Graythorn?" "Yes." James exhaled sharply, almost a laugh. "Well, it's about time someone escaped that man." She shook. From fear, from cold, from everything. He shrugged off his greatcoat and wrapped it around her shoulders. The warmth stunned her. "Get in the carriage," he said. I can't," she stammered. "My father, my wedding." "Yes," he said. "Which is why you're climbing into that carriage now." "I shouldn't." "You should," he said softly. "Or do you intend to run until your legs give out in the mud?" Her lip trembled. "Let me help you," he said. Her resistance broke. She nodded. He lifted her into the carriage, his hands firm and gentle, and closed the door behind them. The interior glowed softly, candlelit. Outside, rain lashed against the windows. Inside, the world felt small and intimate. James sat opposite her, his green eyes scanning her ruined gown, bleeding palms, torn veil. "You look," he said quietly, "like a bride who chose freedom." "Or madness," she whispered. "Same thing sometimes." She laughed weakly. "My father is probably screaming." "Undoubtedly." "And Graythorn will be livid," James finished. "But that is his problem, not yours." She swallowed. "Where are we going?" "Blackthorn Hall," he said. Her head snapped up. "I can't go to your estate." "My father will." "Your father will say I abducted you," James said calmly. "Let him. He's been waiting years to accuse me of something. This is serious." "So am I," he said. Then, "Do you want to return to the church?" Charlotte froze. "No." "Then we're done arguing." He moved from his seat to sit beside her. "Your hands," he said, reaching. "They're fine," she lied. "They're bleeding." He took one gently. She winced. "Forgive me," he murmured. "This may sting." He poured a bit of liquor from a flask over her cut. She flinched, grasping his wrist. His eyes softened. "Easy. I've got you. You don't even know why I ran," she whispered. "I don't have to." His voice lowered. "I've known for years that Graythorn wasn't worthy of you." She stared at him. "You looked at me? That way." He wrapped a linen cloth around her hand. "I always did. Your father knew it. That's why he forbade us from speaking." "Why didn't you say something?" she breathed. "Because," he said, meeting her eyes, "men like me don't get to choose the women we want. We only get to want them quietly." The carriage jolted. Their bodies brushed. Neither moved away. James inhaled shakily. "Charlotte," he said, "if you stay with me, if you come to my estate, you understand what it means. What they'll say. They'll say I ran to you," she said. "And they'll be right." Her heart hammered. "They'll assume I've ruined you," he added softly. "You haven't," she whispered. "Not yet," he murmured, eyes darkening. Silence pulsed with heat. "You can tell me to stop," he said. "I won't." His breath caught. She whispered, "I chose you, James. Without knowing where you were, I still ran toward you." His jaw tightened. "You're going to break me if you speak like that." "Then break," she whispered. And he kissed her. Not gently. Not politely. The kiss was years of silence, frustration, longing, anger, and yearning, poured into one breathless moment. She melted into him, fingers gripping his lapel, his hand sliding to her waist. When they finally parted, both were breathing hard. "Charlotte," he said hoarsely, "tell me if this is madness." "It is," she breathed. "But I want it." He touched his forehead to hers. "Then let me protect you." The carriage slowed. James glanced out. "We're here." Through the window, Charlotte saw Blackthorn Hall. Grand, looming windows glowing like warm beacons in the rainy dusk. "Last chance," he said quietly. "Walk away, and I'll take you wherever you wish. Walk forward, and everything changes." Charlotte reached for his hand. "I'm tired of being told who to marry, what to want, and who I belong to," she said. "So if I belong anywhere, let it be with someone who actually wants me." "God help me," he whispered. "I want you more than anything." He helped her down, the rain falling in sheets around them. His coat was still wrapped around her shoulders, warm and heavy. Inside, the butler gawked at the sight of a drenched bride. "Prepare the blue chamber," James ordered, "and send for hot water." "Yes, my lord." When they were alone again, Charlotte whispered, "The blue chamber? It's close to mine," he said simply. "Too far and I'd worry." She blushed. "And what happens tomorrow?" she asked. "I offer your father terms," he said. "Better than Graythorn's. Enough to make him think twice before he tries to drag you back." "And if he refuses?" James stepped closer, lowering his voice. "Then he refuses," he said. "And I marry you anyway." Her breath trembled. "James, I won't force you," he added quickly. "I'll never force you. But if you choose it, if you choose me, I'll fight your father, Graythorn, and half of England before I let them hurt you again." Her heart squeezed. "Why would you do all that?" His eyes softened in a way that made her knees weak. "Because I've loved you," he said quietly. "For years. Since the garden. Since before then, if I'm honest." Charlotte's vision blurred. You loved me?" He brushed a thumb under her eye. "Still do." She took a shaking breath. "James, I have loved you since that night too. And every day after. They tried to make me pretend otherwise, but I couldn't." His expression broke. Raw, relieved, aching. "Say it again," he whispered. "I love you," she said. "I love you, James Blackthorn." He cupped her face, reverent. "Then let the world burn." He kissed her again, slow, certain, sealing a promise neither of them would break. Outside, the storm raged. Inside Blackthorn Hall, with servants whispering and the future trembling on a knife's edge, Charlotte realized one thing with stunning clarity. She had run from a prison, and into the arms of the man she had always belonged to. A runaway bride. Forbidden love. A scandal poised to explode. And a man willing to protect her by law or by passion. whichever she chose first.